Good evening, friends. I'm Pooja Gandhi from Kirin Advisors. Welcome to the virtual IPO roadshow of Basilic Fly Studio. Joining us today is Mr. Balakrishna, MD and CEO. Welcome, sir.
Hi.
Miss Yoga Lakshmi, Director and COO. Welcome,
Hi.
ma'am.
Hi.
Mr. Prabhakar, the Director. Welcome, sir.
Hi.
Mr. Parmesh, Head of Strategy. Welcome, sir.
Hi.
Mr. Nikhil Midha, CS and Compliance Officer. Welcome, sir. Mr. Rajnikant, Akshan Capital Advisor, IPO Advisor of the company. Welcome, sir. Ms. Pooja Jadia, Assistant Manager at GYR Capital Advisors Private Limited. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Established in 2016, Pacific Fly Studio is a leading visual effects studio headquarters in Chennai, India, with subsidiaries operating in Canada and UK. The company's dedicated team of 450 plus members caters to clients worldwide with offices located in Chennai, Pune, London, and Vancouver. Now I would request Mr. Paresh to give details presentation of the company. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Kiran Advisors, for the quick round of introduction. So I'll just share my screen. Give me a quick moment. Yes. Yeah. So thank you one and all for joining the presentation done by us today. Thanks for your time. We really value your time and your presence. So to give you a quick company overview about Basilic Fly. Basilic Fly has been a fantabulous company grown within a small span of time, which is 7 years, right after we created the entity as a private, limited company since 2016. We've been working with a lot of leading powerhouse entertainment groups across the globe. And what had helped us to reach this stage is also the knowledge transfer where we worked, since 2013, the extra 3 years. And we used it to our advantage and created the Pacific Fly entity from 2016, and the rest is history. We've done fairly well over a period of time. And if you look at the projects we've completed, 10,000 plus projects. We've worked over 300 plus. We've worked with 300 plus clients. Worked for 900 plus movies, 2,000 plus series, 8,000 commercials, and we are 500 plus member family today. And if you look at the compounded annual growth rate, we have it's 114%. Profit after tax is 806%. Revenue 79 crores as for fiscal year 23 is concerned, with a net profit of 28 crores. And if you look at the vision and mission, skipping the literature right here, we would like to be a global boutique solutioning company for media, not limited to visual effects and the entertainment industry, but also looking at the other contours of the media industry. And the mission is also well aligned. It is to actually safeguard the interest of the stakeholders, leverage the stakeholders investment, and with being well aligned with media powerhouses, and to leverage the storytelling medium. It's just not limited to VFX industry, but also the other facets of the media fraternity. And as I said earlier, we've been registered in 2016, and in the year 2020, Basilic Fly, flew through all the hurdles which came across many people at that time during trying times of pandemic. But we used it to our advantage, and in fact scaled up with a team size of 150 plus, working across the globe in the VFX sector. And if you look at the growth story, as I mentioned sometime earlier, 79 crores with 28 PAT, and with an annual growth of around 60% has helped us look up into the market and with all confidence and head high. So if you look at the core areas of where Basilic Fly could have succeeded, yes, timeliness for delivery, sticking to quick response because we work on a global scale, sticking to timelines and we're working across various time zones have helped us stay connected, be more relevant, and be more proactive. Collaboration and communication with the entire management team has been flying across the globe, not just for business but also after a post production is done, to understand the industry, to learn, to do a lot of homework of what has to be done in the times to come, to upscale and also keep the team roaring high. Yes, you can see the plush and fantabulous offices on your screen, Chennai and Pune. We have a 30,000 square foot, in Chennai with 350 plus members. We have 15,000 square foot office in Pune with 150 plus members. And to look at a few of our credentials, awards and certificates, yes, trusted partner network has helped us, work across the globe, and we've been audited by, the biggest names we've been seeing in our lives, right from our childhood: Disney, Sony, Apple, HBO, Fox Studios, Paramount. And yes, you can also see the other awards which you've received on the left side of the screen. And these are the testimonials we've received from industry veterans who have backed us, seconded us on our work. And to name a few, Legend of Hercules, a series where we have received credits, and we've worked over 200 plus shots, and there are a lot of other series where we've worked 1,800 plus shots as well. Avatar 2, nevertheless, not to be missed, is part of the Academy Award winning team, and we have had the privilege to be part of this amazing film. And looking at the best practices, we have not just we have not kept the VFX industry as a yardstick. We have used other sectors to compare ourselves and also match to their best practices. Looking at the IT sectors, picking up best practices from other sectors, FMCG, BFSI, whatever. If there is anything which helps our employees and our clients and the country as a whole, as a nation as a whole, and also for our employees across the globe and their respective countries. We have done it all. We have in environmental practices. We in fact asked our employees they were given saplings to plant it at home, and every year we have a new tree, sprouting out from our employees' home. Understanding that it's a very small contribution, but they say tiny drops make a mighty ocean. And we have also cleaned the beaches around littered by the public, picked plastic and other waste, and we have done a waste management practice imbibed within the company's premises as well. If you look at the social practices, yes, if you look at, we are a multi-gender, race, religion, open organization. Even sexual orientation is looked upon with welcome, and we have ensured that we match up times and with changing attitudes of the people. So that has made us more relevant with the employees, making us a go-to brand even for prospective candidates. So to talk about the business overview, and so we have positioned ourselves as a company which works right from pre-production to onset production. We have helped a lot of television series. We have executed the same workflow flowchart for a lot of organizations in the Canadian space for television series. So we are one-stop shop for entire creative solutioning, which makes the work of the client much easier. That has helped us also scale bigger and work with bigger organizations, as I mentioned earlier. Yes, as I mentioned again, I talked about Legend of Hercules, but we also have other brands here which you can see. We have the Joker, Avatar, The Way of Water, Shang-Chi, and The Whale, all part of the Academy Award winning team. To be specific, The Whale and Avatar is part of it. Yes, we are not limiting ourselves to just film production. We know that OTT and the television series is playing large, and we are ensuring that we execute. We extend our expertise in such new evolved spaces as well. Yes, when we look at the VFX techniques and the technologies, we work with the best in the industry. We have the Autodesk Maya, Nuke, Silhouette, Blender, Pixologic, ZBrush, Houdini, ShotGrid, platforms such as Arc and Terabishi, SFTP, to name a few. And these are the things which you can look in detail right after this presentation. It talks about the specifics and the way which the way which we have contributed. It will give you a better idea of what we have done to make this make the movie experience enhanced. I'm just skipping these as for now. And if you look at the expansion plan and growth strategy, we started with our headquarters in Chennai, and then moving on to Vancouver, Pune, and London. And we are also looking at other markets not restricted to the Europe and the US market. We have also working on collaboration and partnership with few big names in the Eastern Europe market, and we're looking at South Korea, one of the booming markets in the entertainment industries. I'm sure all of you would be very familiar with K dramas, and we would use that to our advantage and for the company's growth. Yes, the great minds behind this wonderful company, Mr. Balakrishnan, Managing Director and CEO, Mrs. Yogalakshmi Balakrishnan, CEO, Full-Time Director, Mr. Prabhakar Doraiswamy, the Whole-Time Director, and Mr. Nikhil Mida, who's the Company Secretary and Head of Compliance. They're all part of this, meeting as well. Yes, these are the other people who work from the technical standpoint. We also have people who work from the other parts of the globe, such as the US and the Europe. So industry overview. So VFX and the entertainment industry is just not restricted to movies alone. We have the OTT, we have the gaming sector, we have a comics industry. It's a real huge market out there. A lot of opportunities waiting out there, and which has been quite a privilege for us to be there in the right time when the boom is happening, and we would definitely use this to the advantage. And in India, the animation sector alone is around 2,450 crore, and India is going to be one of the largest markets in the world in the near future. If you look at the foreign VFX market, right after US and England, which is UK, we have India at the third spot. So you can just do the math around as to what would be the growth and the way forward, where companies in this sector could use to their advantage, including us. And there are a few other slides which can be looked in detail right after the presentation, and I'm not getting into the specifics. I'm going to open space to Nikhil, who would be presenting the financial overview. Yes, Nikhil.
Thank you, Param. Now I've shared my screen. I'll move ahead with the financial information of the company. So Basilic Fly has grown, multiplied like many folds in the previous years. If you see the numbers available on the screen, we have around 79 crores of total revenue for consolidated revenue from the Indian and the international subsidiaries. And at the moment, we are working on an EBITDA of 39% with a PAT of around like 28% roughly. Moving ahead is the snapshot of the profit and loss statement of the company, wherein you can see the expenditure and everything accounted for duly. Moving to the balance sheet side of the company. So this is how we have grown in the past 3 years, and our net worth too has multiplied. These are the key ratios of the company, which would help investors take informed decisions about it. So this is where we have the contributions from the clients. This is the geographical map as to what area of the globe is contributing how much revenue to us. So the maximum business we have as on date is coming from North America and Europe, and as on date, 100% revenue we have is coming from overseas. So here we are talking about the employee costs. Now moving ahead to the IPO details, I have Pooja with us from the merchant banking team, GYR Capital. She'll take ahead the IPO details for you.
Thank you, Nikhil. Going ahead with IPO details, the company will offer up to 68 lakh 40,000 equity shares through this IPO, out of which fresh issue of shares would be up to 62 lakh 42,000 and offer for sale would be up to 6 lakh equity shares. The lot size would be 1200 equity shares. The price band is rupees 92 to 97, and the offer size would be 62.93 crore from lower side and 66.35 crore from higher side. The issue will open for anchor investor on 31st August 2023 and closes on 31st August 2023. And for other than anchor investors, the issue will open from 1st September 2023 and closing on 5th September 2023. Going ahead with object of the offer, the company utilizes its IPO proceeds 32.19% to set up new studios at Hyderabad and Salem, 29.56% to strengthen the existing facilities of the company located at Chennai and Pune, and 7.01% to making investment in the subsidiaries located at London and Vancouver. For this, I conclude. If anyone have any queries, then you can reach us at info@gyrcapitaladvisors.com. Thank you.
Now we can start with question and answer session. I request all the participants to please post your questions. Before that, we will be showing an AV of the company. Now we can start with question and answer session. So, first question is from Mr. Parishit Kabra. Kabra, business seems to be mostly from international movie. Can you share the split of revenue by channel? How much of the revenue is from subletting to other studios versus direct business?
In the Can I take up
Bala?
this question? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. And in terms of business, as in we mainly work with major VFX studios across the globe. We also have developed direct relationships over the course of time. In the presentation, we have mentioned it is about 90 and 10, and in the current year, it has really gone up to like 70 and 30. So that is how we've been focusing on, and we have been building up global teams as well. That is within Vancouver and also in London. So this is really helping us to get into direct relationships, and that is something that we have been focusing to build on for the future as well, and that would be our plan.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Rajesh. Any reason for sudden jump of revenues in FY23?
I would say this is mainly due to the contribution of different factors. One is if you can look into the demand and growth of OTT platform and streaming platforms. So that is one reason. And other reason is as a company, we also made use of that opportunity coming in from those streaming platforms. And we have expanded our team not only in Chennai, but also we have ramped our team in Pune as well. Before that, we were just less than 150-member team. And now we are over 500 plus team members, and likewise we also have teams in Vancouver and now in London. So this really contributed to the factor and also increased a lot of confidence with the clients as well. And other thing is our direct relationship also really helped on our margin. And other small factor I would say maybe appreciation of depreciation of rupee rather. So that is something also helped us a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question is from Mr. Parikshit. What is the attrition rate of your organization?
It is pretty much around 6 to 7%. If you look into the industry average, it is way lesser. For example, industry average is around 9 to 10%. Ours is very much within 6%
Okay.
attrition rate. Yeah.
Next question from Mr. Abhishek Shah. What is the object of IPO?
The object of IPO, I would say, it's mainly focused on expansion plans, and we would be trying to build a sizable team at the moment in London, and likewise, we are also planning to have two more facilities in India, that is within Hyderabad and Salem. Hyderabad is again a strategic idea to get in more CG team members out there in Hyderabad. And likewise, government is also more supportive with Hyderabad. And other thing is with Salem is a second tier city, and we can also get very good talent out around Salem and a few other districts around Salem. And again, it would really help us on the margin factor as well. So these are the factors that we've been focusing on, and our main focus again would be towards technology, and this is something that we've been building upon from the last 3 4 years. And this is where our investment would really go on, and our focus as a company will be more towards technology for the coming years.
Next question is from Mr. Anuj Jain. Company reported threefold revenue in 2023 and 30-fold PAT in the same year. So, watching such a huge growth, why company is looking to sell its stake and watching to get funds from public?
From a business standpoint, I'm really looking it as this is an opportunity for us. For example, as in we are trying to build global teams, and we have great aspirations as a company. As in we built it right from scratch here in India. So we want to don't want to see any restrictions in our growth, and this fund would really help us and give us that free muscle power to go along the plans that we have in the future. So that is the main reason we want to come into public, and as in I think this would really help us go forward in next 3 4 years, or else down the line, as in we would try to evolve.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Parikshit. Are you planning on building your Indian business? How much of your business is from OTT from India?
Currently, our focus is mainly towards the international overseas market, and there is a lot of things that we'll have to do towards those market. And we really understand how things are really coming up in India. India is a growing market, and there's a lot of potential for Indian content. And we see exponential growth, how the Indian filmmakers and the production houses been trying to invest more funds towards production, and this is something we are eyeing up. And our global reputation would really help us in terms of getting right partnership opportunities in Indian uh, OTT platform or else major films as well here in India.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Parikshit. What do you mean by other contours of media in your vision? Mission slide. What beyond VFX are you planning on doing exactly?
I think it will be very much relevant to what we do in VFX. That is, we have plans to get into virtual production as well, and other few other areas where we can get into innovative ways of storytelling. And our ideal plan is to really work closely with filmmakers and really help them to see how we can kind of help them in terms of story telling art, where we can closely work with them, working with them in the sense maybe use technology and find innovative ways to. So virtual production is another way where it can reduce a lot of physical cost, and there are other areas that has been coming up as well. So we want to catch up on those opportunities and work close with them.
Okay. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम मिस्टर अभिषेक शाह आईपीओ के बाद कंपनी डेट फ्री हो जाएगी
No, right.
आफ्टर द
No, that is not the case actually. These debts are business purpose debts only and very small short term debts. So, with the passage of time, they'll be free from the balance sheet. We are not using any proceeds for the debt purposes. But as we grow, we'll pay off the debts, and they are very small in terms of the tenure.
ओके नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम मिस्टर परीक्षित what are your payment terms with your customers how often do you lag these terms
Payment terms are typically different from each customer to customer, and for some time for a long run project, we usually raise invoice 50% upfront. That's the kind of luxury we have from some clients, and likewise for few other projects where it is quite short to mid term. In those cases, we raise invoice as in we get completed, as in the work gets completed, and then the payment will be coming to us in the next 30 days, 15 to 30 days, the ideal time period to which we receive these payments.
okay next question is from Mr. Nitin James what was the reason for such high growth in FY23 versus FY22
Uh, Anyone would like to add on to what I mentioned?
Yeah, I think I can add a few points over here. As Bala has already mentioned that because we have opened with the Pune office and the subsidiaries becoming fully functional, that was one of the major reasons for the growth in the revenue. Plus, with the new subsidiaries and the branch office coming in, the number of brains working on the projects also increased. And whatever projects were held up with the different studios, they were launched the products, but then started working on that. The COVID impact was there. That also wiped off completely in this year, because of which the revenue has gone many folds.
okay next question is from Mr. Nitin what is management vision for next 5 years
As a company, we are trying to position ourselves as a global company. We are building up sizable teams globally across different locations. That is either be London or else somewhere in North America. Either could be in LA or Vancouver. And likewise, we are also fostering relationships across Eastern Europe as well as in South Korea. We would be trying to build up partnerships as well. There has been a lot of discussion going on between us and the few studios out there. And likewise, getting ourselves into a full service VFX studio, global studio, is something that we really look for, and getting ourselves positioned in right from pre-concept to final delivery is something that we would really be part of the next 3 5 years. That's a vision that we have for the future.
Next question from Mr. Parikshit. What is your guidance for the next year, keeping in mind the writer's strike in the US?
I think the writer strike is going to be quite temporary, and as in things really come back in progress, I think we will have. We are ideally preparing post what we can do after writer strike, and we've been right now building upon teams in London as well for a senior creative leadership team, either be senior generalists or else a pipeline team in London who can focus more towards machine learning and artificial intelligence. So these are the areas where we've been working on at the moment, and so this would really help us as in things come back in progress as in we move forward, and we would be ideally be prepared to take up more work coming into us. And likewise, VFX supervisor who is closely related with production will be coming on board from LA. So that would again really help us to put in touch with major production networks more closely, and with veteran filmmakers and aspiring filmmakers, we can get to work on with them as well. So that is something we've been really focusing on, and we see this is an ideal preparation stage for us, so that we get ready and I can accommodate more work as in things come back in progress after writer's strike gets over. Yeah.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Gaurav Mehta. Nice presentation. Uh, I wanted to know what is the staff strength of Chennai, Pune, London, and Vancouver?
Chennai and Pune, we have over Chennai, we have 350 plus members, and Pune 150 plus member. And globally in London and Vancouver, we have close to 10 plus member out there across these two locations, London and Vancouver. And they're all a very senior creative leadership team, like head of CG, supervisor, and senior executive producer, and pipeline head of pipeline, and the senior generalist. So the global teams would really help us build confidence working closely with clients. And again, humongous team back here in India would really be kind of collaborating well with London team, and over a period of time, our team in India will also get empowered to work on more creative and complex stuff. So likewise, we are building a global unit for the future.
Okay. Next question is from Miss Smith. What's your guidance and margin going ahead for FY 24, 25, 26? Any ballpark figure?
The next 3 4 years, we see a growth of around 50 to 80% roughly. So that is how we are projecting our revenue year on year, and also we see a lot of potential as maybe as the industry also have a great growth rate of CAGR of 24 to 25%, and we really believe that we can do really well at that.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Abhishek Shah. Business is good as of now. Will put down in the line after 2 3 years. Business will not do very well as all will be taking over these kind of services. Future is not that great.
Okay.
All will be
Yeah,
reverse.
No, sorry to
yeah.
interrupt.
Yes.
It's AI.
I got
It's
the question.
AI, not all.
Yeah, I think AI will only going to help us as a VFX team and VFX industry in general. And if you look at we are into a technology space, and for technologists and into a creative industry, advancement in technology is going to only to help us, and this would really help us to get into more areas, more avenues. Uh, I see AI only can help us get into involved in more avenues as in we grow from here. And likewise, we also have Jamie Brain heading our pipeline team in London, and he's building a team here in India as well as in London as well to work towards the AI initiatives and pipeline initiatives. So that will really take care of more automation programs and other initiatives that would really help us streamline mundane tasks. AI was only going to help us streamline mundane tasks and increase our efficiency. As in you have seen in the last 20, 30 years, I have seen with the advancement in technology, only the scope of VFX have gone really high, and even in the movies. And likewise, visual of, with advancement in AI, we can really get involved in more other prospects as well. With technology, we have reduced a bit of work from physical art director and likewise and physical crew members as well. So this will add more digital value, and digitally we can do more with AI. And with filmmakers, we can work more closely, and it would really help us involve. Maybe now it is 35 40%. We can involve more than 70 75% with AI coming in, and we as a company evolving as well, and we've been focusing more towards AI initiatives the last 4 5 years. And we have teams in London as well. Jamie Brains comes from double negative background, and double negative is again global industry leader, and they have won 7 Academy Awards in the double negative as well. And that's something that that kind of an expertise we can really use and build teams here and for AI as well as programming and developers. So that's something we've been working on.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. R.N. Gupta. How did you build the reservices before FY23 end all?
Yeah, I would like to answer this. The reserves are on the basis of the audited balance sheet from the auditor for the half yearly financials we have.
Okay. Next question is from Miss Ananya. Very interesting sector. Presentation is very attractive. Good efforts. They have given. She has given compliment. With next question is from Mr. Gaurav. With proposed expansion, what would be likely staff strength?
Yeah, proposed expansion, we look at getting somewhere around 1000, that's something that we've been estimating. Maybe this could be around next June, July.
Okay.
And also, we would be building global teams as well. It's not only within India, but we will also have teams in London and Vancouver. And likewise, Eastern Europe and South Korea is something that we've been working on. And we will figure out and explore globally as well.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. DG. What is your state revenue? What is your study state revenue guidance for the coming 2 3 years? And will you be able to maintain the 35% net profit margin which you achieved in FY23?
I think we should be able to maintain that margin, if not with a steady increase in resource. Maybe it can go up to like 32 to 35%. I think that we can maintain. And likewise, the revenue, I see a lot of potential for us to take this forward. And we see there is a lot of opportunity for us to get to that maybe 50 to 80% growth, roughly, is what we have been estimating for the next coming years.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Robert. What is the threat of Al you see in the industry as Al is working on the graphics?
Yeah.
Is it matter of time when they start their impact on CGI?
As I mentioned earlier, I think AI only would be able to help us in terms of streamlining process. For example, it will reduce a lot of mundane tasks and we can focus more towards efficiency. And this would really help us because AI is something that visual effects studios is going to use and they're going to integrate in their pipeline. So as a company, as in we adapt AI initiative, this is something which will only benefit us. If not for others who wouldn't adapt AI, I think that's where the problem would really lie. As a company, we've been building global teams and building technologies across globally. They are already on board, and these things we've been focusing not now. We've been focusing working on this for last 3 4 years, and we've been on the verge of getting ourselves adapted to these technologies as in they evolve. So we've been really looking forward to it.
Next question is from Mr. Prem Singhania. Your major work is in Hollywood. Are you looking to tap Indian market?
Yeah, absolutely. We would be open to Indian market as well because India has a lot of potential as a market, and there's a lot of content being produced now in India, and a lot of funds being invested towards Indian productions. So that is something that we've been waiting on a good opportunity, waiting for a good opportunity. As in, we have a good opportunity, we would really be happy to partner with any Indian VFX or Indian major production house.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Bhavin Pandey. Peers in the space.
As a company now, we are trying to project ourselves as a competition to more of mid-sized studios across the globe. Since we've been, as I mentioned earlier, we've been building teams globally in London and as well as Vancouver and LA. So this would really keep leverage us to position ourselves as a competitor to global studios, either be it North America or else Europe. So that is how we've been looking at. And India is really coming up, and there are more other Indian studios may come up, and that's something that we really look forward to as a community in India, VFX community in India. So that's how.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Robert. What is the reason behind this astronomic rise in the revenue and profitability? Any specific reason, or just a SME IPO thing like have huge numbers just before the IPO?
I think it's a much of a more of a coincidence because this is something that is not related to IPO at all and more of a coincidence. And we see ourselves really fortunate to be in this position. And the papers are very clean, and we have it's all true towards hard work and sincere efforts that we have done over the years. Really helped us to put ourselves in this situation. Otherwise, I don't see even do something towards IPO, and it's all really ended up well for us to get ourselves into IPO, and we have done well in the last year. And we are really looking forward to more such years to come.
Okay. Next question is from Miss Nalini. What was the big revenue driver in 2023, and do we have any long contracts with OTTs and production studio?
I think the same clients with whom we have worked and we have developed relationship over the years, and they are all major production networks. Since being a public forum, I cannot share few details, but we've been working with major production house across the globe, either be North America, if you name the bigger names, if you have any bigger names, we work with them, and likewise as Europe as well. And we don't have any long contracts, but as in you look at our past record, we would have worked with some of the major clients, maybe let's say for 5 6 years continuously, and likewise for 7 8 years. So that's how we have carried our relationship forward. And yeah, there's no long contracts, but I think we would really go forward to that situation as in we establish ourselves as a global player. And yeah, we're pretty much geared up for that.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Robert. What is a sustainable margin company can maintain as this margins look unreal? Looks unreal.
This is very much real.
Um,
We work very hard to achieve this.
so next question is from Mr. DJ. Why is your cash flow from operations so poor? Are you unable to convert profits into cash?
I would like to answer this. It's a visible and poor performance in the cash flows when you see, because in the past 3 years we have done a lot of expenditure in terms of expansions. So whatever we were receiving, we were pulling back, we were reinvesting the same into the business. So there were lack of the visible cash with us. But yes, by the end of the year, we have everything in place. The balance sheets are speaking the numbers we have in the banks also. So that's all an open book.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Parikshit. Would be nice to hear from the promoters why are they in the business and what is this vision and passion driving them?
I myself, so we started as an artist, and from entry level artist, I've been an entry level artist, and from there, the industry has given me this opportunity to start a studio and build something on their own. And my team really contributed together, and as a team, we worked on well. And I'm really grateful to this industry because I don't know whether if I have ended up in different industry, I would have gone so far and to build a studio, build a company on my own. So and the vision for us is to find innovative ways, get ourselves engaged in different technology where we can contribute and closely work with filmmakers, and we also get become a very cherished entity across the globe where we can produce most flexible ways through technology for filmmakers to work on not only VFX and get to areas relevant to VFX to help filmmakers. So that's been our vision and focus, and try to find various ways to evolve filmmaking as a process. So that is something that we are focused towards, and that's our vision to this line. Anyone wants to add here?
Yeah, as Bala said, we wanted to be creatively involved with a lot of projects, with a lot of directors who have boutique studios all across the globe, working on master shots or hero shots, and then getting all the work done from India would be our future plan for the next 4 5 years.
Yeah, and when we meet a global VFX supervisor, we found a gap where they want to work more with more boutique studios and also have a global presence. So we just want to build something very boutique. That is, as in we want to work closely with production house and the filmmaker, VFX, so they can come on and have more flexibility to work with us. It's not that we will do this and will not do that, and as in anything comes to us, it will be an additional cost. But we will try to figure a way. We'll try to build relationships across globally, and that's our main focus as a company. And we want to build boutique teams across globally and build a hub here in India, so that as a model will really work, as in we have boutique teams to closely work with the production places, and here in India we will empower the team as in they collaborate with this global talent.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. DJ. How is your business different from Prime Focus or Phantom? What is our unique proportions to customers?
Uh, I wouldn't be able to comment on what Prime Focus and Phantom does, but I can say what differently we do here as a company. As a company, we started right from scratch here in India, based out of Chennai, and we built our team mainly towards focusing on international work and the quality and also the timeline. So we'll have to be realistic with our quality and timeline. That's how we built a lot of confidence in the clients and build relationships over the years. And we wanted to really build a global company out from India. And as a company, if you really look into some one company which has started from Chennai, and we have now have operations in Pune, and we are also building global teams organically, and we have done that without any additional funds. We didn't have any investors to start with, and we have done this so far without any additional funds or any external factors coming into us to getting for those funds. So at the moment, we see there could be few restrictions in terms of growth. So that's the reason we want to come to IPO and see. And our vision is always to grow as a global company, get involved in projects right from pre-production to final delivery. So that's where we see ourselves, and that's where, if not unique, we are very different as a company.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Robert. What is the cost of acquisition of shares of promoters and promoter group?
So the cost of acquisition of the promoter and the promoter group is very much mentioned in the offer documents. This would not be the correct forum to discuss that. But yes, the cost is clearly mentioned in all the statutory documents, including the RHP available on the company website. And it may look little slightly on the lower side because of the impact of the bonus issue. This is a benefit which all the shareholders of the company have got.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Darshit Shah. FY22, you did 2000 projects with 300 plus employees, while FY23, you did 2500 projects with 475 employees. What explains the growth in FY23 versus FY22?
Uh, I think usually the projects wouldn't be like you wouldn't have a constant revenue for each project, as in mentioned, because some of the project may bring in higher revenue as well. So that's quite it can vary between project to project, and the revenue also can go up and down. And so it's not about projects; it's about the scale. It's about the scale that we have here in Chennai as well as in Pune. That we have expanded our teams and ramped our team in Pune, and that really helped us. And also we are brought very proficient talent on board, so and key talent and leadership uh, executives on board. So that really helped us to push forward in 2023. As a company, we didn't really bog down during COVID, and what we have done during COVID and how we really work closely with clients, what really mattered to a growth in 23.
Next question is from Mr. Robert. Who are the 40 plus pre IPO public shareholders and what is their cost of acquisition?
This is the employees of the company who have been given shares in respect to the contribution towards the company growth, and the promoters.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Ashit Kothi. Out of 500 employees, how many are on permanent role? How do you take care of technology or obsolescence?
100% of the employees are on procedural payrolls. And talking about the technology part, I think Bala could answer that better.
Technology part, I think, yeah, we are really equipped with the industry on par technology, and even during COVID, we had our team work remotely through TerraDC. That is again an advanced tool that is being used, and so anyone want to add on that? Maybe.
Even in terms of technology, it's like we are having a lot of high end things like AWS. We came into AWS cloud system, and also we have a Arch platform which the international artists can be used in the cloud, and they can connect with our Indian team. And other thing is like we are working on the we are working on the high power and softwares like Houdini or any other tools which the international team is using.
We are
Okay.
very much on par with industry standards, and we have global teams connected to Indian teams through virtual platforms, which is really which really works well for us, and very efficient as well. Yeah.
Mm, okay, next question is from Mr. Vinith. How is the WGA and Hollywood actors strike impacting your business?
The writer strike has certainly do have an impact, and since as a company we have multiple relationships across globally, not only with North America but also across Europe and few other places. So that is something that we've been really working out well with our relationship, diversifying our European clients now at the moment. So that is really we've been focusing more towards European projects at the moment due to writer strike. And even during COVID, because based upon the multiple relationship that we have, and so that really helped us to even thrive during COVID times. So likewise, we don't have a problem, but still it has an impact,
Okay.
but it's quite temporary case for it.
Next question is from Mr. Chintan Parik. What are the major constitutions of other expenses, especially 22.68 crores in FY23?
This is the normal and routine business expenses that the company has incurred, right away ranging from the repair maintenances to the taxes to the printing stationery, telephone, internet, all the routine expenditure of the company.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Chintan. Why the long-term provision of 1.96 crores in FY23?
Just a moment.
Should I answer for this?
Please, sir.
Yeah. See, this long-term provision is nothing but the gratuity provision as per the accounting standard. Okay, it is an accumulated gratuity provision, which is either yet to be disposed to the respective employees or to be deposited with the concerned securities. As of now, company has taken a position that we don't want to deposit right now. Let's look it for the way forward to deposit or to accelerate into the respective employees' favor. As such, it's in a gratuity provision as a long term.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Chintan. For trade receivables of 15.17 crores, how much is more than 6 months old?
I don't think there are any like the billing cycle is very much into 35 to 40 days.
Nothing is there for more than 6 months old, all or maybe I would say a maximum of 90 days. And the collection cycles are between 45 to 60 days. And most of the receivables, what was there in the March 23, has already been collected.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Dipesh Lakhani. What is your average short time in a movie?
It can be quite different from project to project, as in I mentioned. It depends really upon the complexity. Some project can run up to maybe 9 10 months, and some project it could run. Some movie project it can run up to only for 2 3 months. We'll have to complete that. So the time varies between projects. For example, commercials it can run only for a couple of weeks, or else maybe within a week we'll have to deliver the shots, the work that comes for a commercial. So likewise, it varies between projects. So we will have a mix of projects on floor. It would be either a long-term project, long-run project, which can run up to 9 months, and likewise, uh, we do make sure that our team is working on different projects at different times.
Next question is from Mr. Rahul Bakshi. How many projects completed in 2023 versus 2022?
See, can I take up this question?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
So each and every project is different from each other. So there's no comparison like in 23 we had done around 100 or 222. We had done around 500 or 250. It doesn't matter to us. So the number of artists we have been completely booked, and they've all been over. I mean, like we've always been in a position that we would be say, telling the client that we are already completely booked and we would not be able to take up any more new requests. So that is how we have been planning and scheduling our projects to the clients. And irrespective of the number of projects, I would rather say that our artists are completely booked, and that is how it is between 2023 and 22, all same. And whenever we increase the number of artists, there is an increase in the revenue.
Just
If
more about the
anybody
work.
wants to add more,
Also, I'll add one thing. Actually, I think what people are assuming is that number of projects means the higher revenue. It's like every project is a project. It might be 100 shots also. It might be 3,000 shots also. So when we are saying the word project, that is one assignment. That could be any number of shots involved in it.
yeah.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Nishant Sharma. If you can give segment-wise revenue data, movies, OTT, others.
Yep, I
Maybe
think.
percentage wise, if Nikhil, you can share.
Yeah. I think you should go ahead on this.
Okay. So, we mainly work on movies and OTT. I would say maybe around 40 percentage of movies and 40 percentage of OTT we work, and rest is the commercial part which we take up.
Yeah, it would be mainly movies and television episodics.
Yeah.
It can
They
either be
require, yeah, they
nowadays
require,
more of movies and television episodics we do are carried to streaming platform. So it's all come in OTT.
and also they all require high quality of work and also quick turnarounds. So we pay accordingly.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. DG. So, according to your projection, we can achieve rupees 350 crores revenue by FY26.
I wish we could.
Yeah, we all wish we could.
Work in
Uh,
progress.
we are never saying that kind of a projection. We are always trying to be on the optimistic side, and we are working towards very hard towards maintaining the growth of 20 to 25% at least. That is what we have kept as an internal standards for us. But giving any comment on what it could be on this forum would not be right.
Mm.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Kiran Nayak. Will the performance be repeated in coming years?
Yes, ideally, yes, and that's how we've been looking at. And as a company, we're still growing, and we are growing across across different cities, and also likewise the range of services as well. We will have a VFX supervisor also come on board sometime soon in LA. So we really see a lot of potential to continue this growth in the coming years.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Netik Mohta. Please elaborate on how the company gets an order or a project. What is an order awarded to us? Is there a project pipeline or order book as such? Could you quantify?
We have very well developed relationships across globally with the VFX producers and VFX supervisors. And as in they have any project come on to them, and they will contract 4 5 studios whom they would work with and whom they would be comfortable working with. And they will give us an heads up well in advance, that is 2 3 months before, as in they get into the discussion with maybe the filmmaker or else the production house. So as in they give us an heads up, and we will be prepared for it, and we will keep our capacity ready. Maybe in 3 months we will have this amount of work would come in, and we will need this. This is the kind of complexity that we would looking for. And as in it comes, we will bid those project. We will bid that as a package, and as in we bid, we will send that across to the client and the client producer whom we have relationship with, and they will send us an approval. It wouldn't be like as in for most of our relationship. It wouldn't be like they wouldn't be sending it to 2 3 4 different vendors. It would be only us, and we will be bidding. And if they need any discount, they will let us know. Otherwise, they most of the times they have said yes and approved. And that's how we. That's the kind of relationship we have in this industry. We work with very leading VFX producers and leading networks, and those cases they wouldn't send to multiple other vendors and will also discuss. So it will be mainly as for more projects, and it will be few other projects where we get to bid with different teams.
Yeah. To
So
add
that's
on to it,
position.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Please
to
go
add
ahead.
on to it, when it comes to studios, which play a major role of around 70% of our revenue this year, I would say that we have been a go-to vendor or the first vendor for all of their needs, and that is how we have maintained over the past 10 years. So we have met the international quality standard of work what we do, and we also make sure that the timeline is also met properly. You want to add on, Bharat?
Yeah, I think that's how we've been working on with the clients, and we've been really a preferred vendor for most of these studios, and we also have every right to, in terms of bidding and be as in the based on the quality that we have delivered over the years.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Ayush Agarwal. What is the pre-man rate of our company? How are we able to do such net margins when a lot of players in the industry do around 10% net margin?
I think maybe in a separate forum we would be able to discuss about this. I mean, in a public forum, I think we wouldn't be able to discuss the per hour man rate that we quote for our client. And the margins, we do a very good, better margin as in we bid to our client and we make sure that we consider overhead cost and keep on top of that good margin.
Just want to add a small note here. The man-hour rate can be decided not depends upon the industry. Okay, so it's purely depends upon the quality of work and the techno what they are using and the time delivery. So that makes the per hour mandate differs from entity to entity. Okay, maybe as rightly said, MD, this can be elaborated in a one-to-one conversation with this particular gentleman.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Ashit Koti. How much of the total business is subcontracting and how much is different business acquisition?
It's mainly the last year, as in 12, we believe 90 and 90 percentage of works is subcontract and 10% direct business. And likewise, this year it has moved on to 70/30. So we do a lot of direct work at the moment.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Vinny. Which VFX companies in India are of your size or higher? How would you rate your company ranking in India?
It would be unfair to rate from my perspective. Maybe I think some other third person may rate it better because I don't think I can really rate in a public forum. Maybe
Okay.
anyone can.
No, definitely. You wouldn't be in a position to rate anybody else. So,
Yeah.
See, I would
Okay.
say that VFX is an wider thing. Okay, see, people are into different kind of an activities in VFX. It would be highly tough to rating among ourselves in which question. Okay,
yeah.
I would say that we are the top among the VFX company.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Naitik Mohata. Could you quantify major or top project of FY23?
We have worked on various other projects in the last year, and one is maybe She-Elk is something that I can really mention, and likewise we have worked on Swan Song for Apple Plus, and likewise offer for Paramount Plus. These are direct work that we have done last year.
So mainly the production projects, the direct projection projects have a better margin.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Rajesh Bhatia. What is the working capital cycle?
See, I would say that working capital cycle could be in a 30 days expenditure, which covers majorly an employee cost. Okay, so that would be the major working capital as far as the company per se. And even I can add some of the admin expense like rental and even the some of the vendor expenses like rental or maybe a subscription stuff like that.
Okay.
The
Next
cycle could be
question.
30 to 45 days, not beyond that.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Parikshit. Your margins are great right now, but as of you expand your team, which is probably more expensive, your margins will be hit right. What will be the steady state margin?
Yes, you are right in a way where it would really affect our margin. Maybe as in we are building a team in London and Vancouver. But if you look into our global team in India, if we bring that work in India as well, that really would it would really help our margin to go up in India team, as in the Indian team also get involved. We would really be in a position where we can quote on global rates as a company overall. So if as in one from one perspective, the margin can really be affected in London or else some other place. But if you look into the majority of work coming into India that way, and your margin will really go up, considering that we would be working for a global rate compared to what we do now.
Just to add on that, all these western region where we want to expand the branches, or I would say in a subsidiary, this will support to bring more business.
Yeah.
Okay, entire execution is west with Indian originatory only, like Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad, and likely to be open in Salem. So all this territory we were opened for the purpose of expansion, but rest of the sorry out of the India, purely to concentrate on getting more business, since the company is involved of more like in a Hollywood films or an international platform. So these are all the presence which requires to easily move to the production houses or the subcontracting, something like that, then which really help the company to bring more business. Okay, so I don't see any challenge in hitting the margin because of expansion into all these locations. These locations are much welcome as far as the company is concerned to expand the business. Even if company thinks in subsequent period to open in other places also, it's purely on getting into the business alone. Am I right, sir?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
very much in line, sir.
Okay. So, next question is from Mr. Jay Prakash Nair. How do you intend to use the funds raised from the IPO?
So, as already mentioned by Pooja initially in her presentation, the funds will be used in three phases. One, to fund the new setup at Hyderabad and Salem. Some funds will be utilized to strengthen the existing facility at Chennai and Pune. And around 7% of the total IPO proceeds we are targeting to use for the expansion in London and Vancouver.
Okay.
And we wanted to invest a lot on technology part as well to add on.
Okay. Next question from Mr. Ashit Kothi. This issue is finally OFS. Funds will flow to offers of promoters. Where will you put the company? Small, mid-size, large? What size you would consider as mid-size and large?
No, it's just a very, very small portion of the IPO that is coming from the OFS part. More than 90% is coming towards the company proceeds only. And if we portray the company, we would put the company in the mid-size range.
I just
Okay.
like to add on this. The IPO funds is purely for the purpose of expansion of the business. Okay, the OFS is giving in a little amount only. Okay, so most of the IPO funds are well defined as per the main object of the issue. I would request Mr. Ashit Koti can able to revisit the main object of the company which has been filed in the RHP.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Jayaprakash Nair. What measures are in place to ensure strong corporate governance and accountability?
So I like to answer this. For corporate governance practices, if we talk about, I'm a company secretary with almost like a decade of experience. Then, if I talk about the independent directors, we have three independent directors. One of them is a chartered accountant and a company secretary. Another is a company secretary and a cost and management accountant. And the third one is a company secretary. All three independent directors come with an experience of around 15 to 22 years in the profession. So that itself speaks about the corporate governance we follow. And talking about the accountability, there is a proper delegation of all the tasks and the assignment. And at all the major ends of the work, wherein the supervisors or seniors in the teams are involved, everybody is in the process after signing of a NDA, and all those corporate law procedures are being duly followed.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Chintan. Any intangible assets and how much? Intangible assets and how much?
We do not have any such very specific intangible assets. It could be just the routine stuff. Nothing in particular and specific to be mentioned.
I would like to add it here because since these intangible assets in terms of technology it's been keep on varying, so company decided to get into a subscription model. So we don't want to procure any kind of an intangible assets on a long run basis. Okay, because subscription model which gives a much sense to the company as and when there is a change in the technology, then the vendor is taking the responsibility to brought into that. Since it's in a VFX unit, I don't see there is an intangible asset need to be procured except the server which is to be maintained as per the TPN certified norms.
Okay. One more question from Mr. Chintan. Your non-Indian sales team work majorly on commission.
Not, I would say majorly on commission. There's a bit of retainer and likewise a bit of commission involved as well for bringing in any sales. Yeah.
See, non-Indian sales team, I would say there is a company, I mean, subsidiary which is created and opened in Canada. They have been directly dealing with the various customers and taking the business on the payroll concept. And if you see the other entity which has opened as an wholly owned subsidiary in UK, there also people are working on salary basis only.
The
So,
employees.
yeah,
Yes,
employees.
employees. Yeah.
So I would say predominantly most of the sales are coming through directly from the through our own marketing team only, being in an Indian territory or in a non-Indian territory. Is it right, sir?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
very
Yes.
much.
Okay, so got it. Next question, one more question from Mr. Chintan. Any inorganic growth planned?
As of now, we don't have any inorganic growth plan, but we've been looking for a strategic partnership across global locations. That is, either it would be from Eastern Europe or else it can be from Australia as well. We've been talking to different companies from these places, and likewise South Korea as well. It's another option that we've been working on with a few other partners who we can collaborate on a strategic level.
Okay, next question is from Mr. Nethik. Hi, congratulations on the progress towards the IPO. Only have two questions. This is majorly a headcount based business. So, do we have any tie-ups with VFX training companies, Arena, etc.?
We don't have any set tie-ups, but we really work with all these studios, sorry, the training institutes, and likewise, we prefer to get students from traditional art colleges as well. We go to places like Kumbakonam, Pondicherry, where they have these fine arts colleges, and we also prefer students who come from the sculpting and other traditional painting background. So, likewise, we also have these relationship with the studio, like training institutes like Harina and a few others as well, like not only in Chennai but also in Pune as well.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Abhilash G. Nair. What's your growth excluding appreciation?
I think he's trying to say dollar appreciation.
Dollar appreciation.
Bala, would you go ahead?
Yeah, I mean, it would really be upon the way that we have built relationships. I don't really understand the question. I understand the way that apart from the revenue growth,
Yeah, actually, what I understand from the question is, as
apart
Bala
from
already mentioned, Bala mentioned, we have started having boutique studios around the world. We have one in Vancouver and also one in London, which has directly infused a lot of direct production work into the company. And also, last year we had opened a Pune facility, which we ramped up around 150 in just 8 months span. All those things were a growth factors for us last year. And in future, we're planning to expand our facilities to Hyderabad and Salem. Not only restricting ourselves for the limitations in Chennai and Pune. We are planning to expand in every other facility in Chennai, Pune, Hyderabad, and in Salem as well. So it's just going to be a growth phase in terms of artists and in terms of technology as well for us.
Also, I'll add to what Yoga and Bala just said that the growth, excluding dollar appreciation, what the gentleman is asking, the growth we have seen is the direct collaborations which we have got into in the previous years with the production houses. That is the major advantage we have received after the foreign subsidiaries coming to picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to add, I think there is a comment from Kunal Shah that Basilic Fly's name is not visible in the movies mentioned. You may refer, the projects like Legend of Hercules, Loving Bablo, Bahubali, 2 Avatar 2, to have no idea of the
Alice through the
credentials.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
Bala, you
company
want
name is
to?
very much visible there.
Yeah, Alice through the Looking Glass, Swan Song, and few other movies as well, which think we can also share. Maybe if there is any forum that we can share those screenshots.
You can take the help of screen advisors. You can share those screenshots to Mr. Kausal
Yeah,
Shah.
Team Kiran already has them. Maybe they can forward to the person.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. Next question is from Mr. Win. What platforms does the company use, and what's the cost of license for those on average?
Platform in the sense of mainly on softwares, we spend around 15 to 25% from there in software cost
Okay,
on licenses. Yeah.
we'll
No,
move on to
sorry
next.
to add, I think it was already addressed by Mr. Rajnikant on the
Yeah,
subscription model, right? On
yeah,
how,
yeah, he did.
yes.
Year on
So I
year,
think,
we can, as in when we grow, we can add on softwares, and if we don't
so
have, we
we,
can. Yeah, there
correct.
are
As you
softwares
rightly
which
said,
are even available for a quarter. Yeah, it just depends on the project commitment, and that is how we buy softwares. Yeah.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. DJ. Sorry to hop on this, but as MR Bala said, he hopes to get 50 to 70% car growth for next 3 years. So that comes to 350 plus crores. Now you said the internal target is 25%. So what is it? 25% or over 50 to 80%?
Did we say 50 to 80? I never heard that.
See, I would just brought an attention here. This could be an immediate growth of financial year 24, maybe I would say 80%. And way forward, it could be an average of 50% comparing with the CAGR. That's what MD has referred here. I just want to recorrect on that. Okay. So even if you consider that next three years, I would say reaching this 350 is may not be in a challenge and an average growth of 50% when compared with financial year 24. So by 26, yes, we can definitely work it out on that. So on that contest only, Mr. Bala has mentioned this.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Robert. He's saying all the best for the IPO.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thanks again.
Mr. Netik, what is the work exactly done at our foreign site, Vancouver and London? Is the team there who coordinates with the production houses?
We mainly do have a creative leadership team as well in London and Vancouver. They kind of closely work with clients on a higher level where they get involved in concept pre-production stage, and they can also work closely on various high-end complex work, the master template and design the shots. And likewise, the template work also would be carried out here in India, and they can closely collaborate with team here in India, and also it's a creative liaison between the production house and team back here in India. So that is something they will contribute more towards those areas.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Netik. Are they the reason why our direct projects have increased?
I think it's
Certainly,
mainly
yes.
because of the way how we build our relationship over the year, and as in we build relationship with the studios, VFX studios, as in the executives really moved from VFX studio to production house, and they still referred us, and That's how we got into work with the direct production projects as well. Since we've been here for more than close to 10 years, and some of one executive worked at one VFX studio, now into a production house as a decision maker over the last 10 years, and we have various other relationship go through the same way, and that's how we got to work with production house as well. Being there in this industry for 10 years and also doing consistent work really helped us to go there.
And obviously we have understood the necessity of being closer to the production houses, closer to the directors, and that is the reason why we've started setting up boutiques around the world. So I think that would be one of the major reasons to be close to the production houses and the directors. It will definitely in future increase a lot more direct projects from the production houses.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Dipesh Lakhani. The shots prepared by you are the final shots which we see in the movie, or there is some finalization done by our client?
There are various ways with which we work, and some of the shots are final from our side, and some of the shots we work with our client, and they can add on few things. It depends upon project to project. Uh, Maybe on a major side, we do work on shots that we final from our end, and there are some work that we get to work on, and it's been finalized by the client side.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Jay Prakash Nair. How do you plan to communicate with investors and keep them informed about company developments after the IPO?
So that would be through the regular reportings to the stock exchange, and the company website has a dedicated investor corner which will be updated time and again. And we also have a dedicated email ID kept for the investors to reach out to the company in case of any need. And the quarterly statements and the disclosures from the company will speak about things.
Okay.
And there is an IR who can regularly touch with us, and they can able to reach out to the various investor in the right forum as a news alert or a kind of an disclosure.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Netik. Our peers own their intellectual property and can reuse it. Have a couple of questions regarding IP. Would love to take them offline.
Maybe a
Sure.
meeting can be set up from your end and we can go ahead with it.
Sure. Yeah.
Next question is from Mr. Ashit Kothi. I may have missed out the response. Reason for multi-fold jumps in profit wise. Top line growth in FY23 compared to FY22. I think we have answered this question.
Multiple
We'll
times.
Yeah. So we'll move on to next question.
Okay.
I think we have covered majority of questions. Uh, Thanks, Mr. Balaji, Miss Yoga Lakshmi ji, and Miss Pooja ji, and BFS team for giving insights about the company and IPO to the investors community. And thank you, investors who have participated for the IPO roadshow. Thank you all once again.
Thank you. And
Thank
we
you.
wanted
Meeting
to thank
concluded.
everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you all.